And we're on.
It's the Sini-Gang with l-boogy.
And Sterno Supernova.
What's going on there, Sterno?
Not so much, Boogie. How you doing?
Doing all right, doing all right.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Uh,
What is going on?
not so much. Anything on your mind?
Nope, not really. I don't know. So, let's see. I don't know. Did you read the comic book yet for New Agents of Atlas?
No, not yet.
With with the first appearance of Wave, the Pinay chick.
Yeah.
Pinay superhero.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Also, there's some other Asians. In fact, the whole Asian crew.
Yeah. How was it?
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into details or anything because I don't want to
spoil it. Yeah.
She's from the Philippines, though.
I mean, they got what? They got Koreans, Chinese, Filipinos. I'm not sure what the rest of it. Thai. I don't know if they have Thai. I wasn't sure. Some of them I'm just guessing on their ethnicities.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. They don't really go.
Well, they do, but I don't really remember.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what's Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi's supposed to be Chinese, I believe.
Okay, there you go.
Because he's master of kung fu, so I'm thinking Chinese.
Yeah. Miss Marvel.
I know her religion is Muslim. I don't know what her ethnicity.
I believe she's Indian. So.
Okay. Yeah. I know her religion, not her ethnicity.
But yeah, and the main one I was worried about, well, not worried about, but the one I was focusing on was Wave, who is from the Philippines.
Right.
So yeah.
Does she get a big part of the comic? Just kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's I mean, it's if they were like the Super Friends, she would be like Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you say like the Flash, and you're like that's like a secondary character. Or if you say Aquaman, it's like back in the Super Friends. I mean,
it's not like she's the main person or
right.
But she plays a significant role in the group.
Okay, cool. I mean, I have 2 issues of it. I just haven't. I don't know why, but I didn't want to open up the comic. That I guess my collector mentality is like, don't open it.
Like, so you're never going to read it?
No, I was going to get download the digital version. I don't know. I was actually thinking about that. Should I download the digital version and just read it that way? I used to be all purist and I got to read the actual comic.
See, I'm not.
I used to be that way, I'm saying. But now I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll just keep the one sealed and then read the digital version instead.
Open it and just read it. Just take the comic book and read it.
I know. I mean, that's what I used to do. I used to read a stack full of comic books every week.
I'm assuming you have more than one copy of issue number 1, right?
Yeah, I have at least 2.
Then read one of them.
I know. One of them is still in the package that came in the mail, so I haven't sliced it open yet. Hope it is actually Agents of Atlas issue 1. It could be like some messed up. I might have gotten the wrong thing. I don't even know it.
You have 2 of them. You have 3 of them, I believe.
No,
2. You have 2. Okay,
2.
So yeah, open it up and read it.
All right. Yeah, but one is a collector's issue. I mean, it's like hard to find in this area.
Yeah, don't open that one because I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
and I don't frame comic books.
I was actually thinking about getting a frame for that particular one.
Yeah, I've actually already ordered. Well, not a frame. I've ordered the special plastic,
the UV protectant kind of plastic.
Well,
or hard case, basically.
No, it's not a hard case. Well, I do have a top loader, but I'm not going to use the top loader, which is really geeky speak right now. Well, I have 2 millimeter. I'm getting 2 millimeter Mylar.
Ooh, the good stuff. Oh, great.
2 millimeter Mylar.
That'll keep it close to near mint.
It does have UV protection.
I was thinking, should I get the one with the frame and the UV protection and the hard?
That UV Mylar is good enough for UV protection.
Yeah.
And then I was going to go to IKEA and get one of those $4.
They have comic book size frames.
They have frames that people hack on the internet to make comic book frames.
Okay.
Just Google comic book frames on the internet, and then there's a IKEA hack for. I mean, you could buy a comic book a frame specifically for a comic book.
Yeah.
They're like $12, maybe $15.
Right.
The IKEA frame, I believe, is $4.
Oh, well, there you go.
And it looks nice. Whereas the ones that are for comics, sometimes I don't like the way they look,
Yeah, I've seen them
the
before.
aesthetics and all. But
Yeah,
like I said, I don't ever frame a comic book.
yeah.
But for this Filipino one,
Well, there was a few years ago. There was a Filipino hero in DC Comics, but he wasn't like the main universe.
yeah.
I still have to find. I had that still in the package too because I didn't want to mess with that. But I'm thinking I might just frame them both and put them next to each other. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, see, I've never wanted to frame any other comic because I am the one that says, it's a comic, read it.
Toss it in the back of your car, let it get messed up. Who cares? Yeah, I know.
Well, unless I plan, unless, because I'm not the kind that expects a comic to be worth $1 million in a few years or in my lifetime.
Well, I don't expect that either, but I just don't like seeing them messed up.
Yeah, so to me, if I'm not going to sell it or if I'm not making money off of it, then
it's like a magazine.
Yes,
I got it.
I mean, I know. And if I'm not going to frame it, well, this one I'm going to.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I just got so used to not messing up comic books if possible that I don't like that. Just seeing them get messed up is like,
your comic books are crying because they're not being read and opened and used. You are the ones.
That's why I quit, because I knew I became that person, the person I hated. I mean, I had stacks and stacks of comic books that I was like, oh, I haven't read these yet. I'll get to them. And then it's like, I had a year's worth when they started the new 52 run in DC Comics. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't read any of these things. It's time to quit.
Do you have a comic that's worth selling? Like if you were going to sell comics, you could say, yo, I'm going to sell this and make a buku amount of money. And when I say buku a lot, I don't mean $20.
No, you mean like 300?
Yeah, around there.
I did. I sold it a while back.
For 300?
No, I sold it way early. I should have held on to it. It was Amazing Spider-Man 300. First McFarlane Spider-Man. Or was it an annual? Something like that. But it was it was my brother's comic book. It got mixed in with mine. I just sold a bunch together. And the guy's like, are you sure you want to sell this? I'm like, yeah, why not? And then my brother's like, you sold that? I'm like, oh crap. And,
So you have a mentality of
what?
What you could have done or what you could have made, or
no, I feel bad about it because it wasn't my comic book. That's the other thing. It's a weird thing that we had. Me and my brother had like different parts of the collection, so I didn't realize I was selling his. And then by the time the guy asked me, I felt embarrassed to say no. So just go ahead and sell it. And yeah, I know what you're saying. I have too much regret for stuff I did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and also you don't sell anything. Rarely do you ever. You buy a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure your eBay is all full of hundreds and hundreds of buys and maybe
no sales.
Zero sales. There you go.
Yeah.
I like to. I do buy more than I sell, but I do sell.
Yeah.
I do sell a lot of stuff that maybe if I held on to it could be. Not just comics. I don't sell comics. I do shoes. I do toys.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my main things. Records. I've sold records, rare records. When I say records, I mean vinyl.
Right.
I don't know if people know what records are anymore.
Yeah,
they do. But records are popular again. Vinyl.
Yeah.
Vinyl is a huge thing now, which is why I sell it. Well, I buy some and sell some.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes though, shoes are it's a totally different game. It's a different world, man. Shoes.
What's the most you ever sold a pair of shoes for?
500.
And how much did you pay for them originally?
75. No, not 70. 120 maybe.
Wow, nice.
Maybe 120.
But that's not the biggest profit margin you've ever done, right? You've done more than that.
I mean PS2.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember you doing
the PS2. I bought for how much was the PS2 when I bought it, or PS3 or PS4? I can't remember which one.
I bought the PS2, so I don't think it was PS2. Unless
it might have been the PS4.
The one where you sold with the guy next to you in line. Is that the one you're talking about? Where the guy?
So this had to have been PS3, I believe, because this is before. This is back when people had to line up at GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, not even. What I had done was I had pre-ordered it. I had pre-ordered it months in advance, like any other smart person does today.
Yeah.
But back then, it wasn't like the thing to do. People didn't pre-order it. people just waited until
it came out.
like the week of the release and say, "Oh, I do want to buy it." And by the time GameStop or whatever didn't do pre-orders anymore, it's just you get what you get.
Right.
But yeah, I pre-ordered it. I got the call saying, "Hey, they come in on this day," so I stand in line, and I believe whatever console it was in short demand or short supply, high demand.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, I think the GameStop only had 12 come in day one.
But you weren't guaranteed to get it, but you.
Oh yeah, I was guaranteed.
Oh, okay.
Only like 12 of us were guaranteed.
Okay.
But we had to. Yeah, we had to. Yeah, we got there day one, stood in line, 10 o'clock when GameStop opens, and I don't know why. Well, yeah, yeah, they told us you had to get it that morning.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, some guy comes up and asks the first guy, "Yo, I'll pay you." I forgot how much. How much was the PS3? 300?
Something
200?
Like that.
Yeah, he asked the guy, first guy, 1,000. I was like, "I'll give you $1,000 right now for your console."
Mm-hmm.
That was guy number one, and he was like, "No." And then I believe I was guy number 6.
Guy number 6.
I was number 6 in line.
Wow.
And then everybody in front of me were like, well, they were nerdy looking, and
no, I really want to play this.
Yes, they were very. they weren't there to make any money. They were there because
for the love of the game console.
Where I was there for the game, but hey,
he offered me $1,000.
He offered me $1,200.
You got it at $1,200? Oh, that's right. You did tell me this.
And he gave me $1,200 because everybody else was saying. First, he was like, the first guy was like, no, to 1,000. The second guy was like, no. And then you could tell he was getting frustrated. He was like, okay, how about 1,100? How about 1,200? And then he came up to me. I was like, I'll do it for 1,200.
You could have gotten 1,300. You don't know.
No, he would have went to the next guy.
Oh, that was your number 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just ended up getting my PS3 or PS4, whatever it was, like the next week, anyways.
Right.
With the money that he gave me.
Yeah. Some people can't wait. I mean, I guess it. I guess I get it, but whatever.
Yep. So yeah, I mean that was pretty good, right there. That was almost $1,000 profit.
Yeah, I mean you've done tickets too to different things, but
yeah, concerts,
right?
Shows, Hamilton. Hamilton was hard for me to give up though.
Yeah,
because I am such a Hamilton fanatic.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it,
Hamilton fan.
Yeah, I didn't know how you put it.
I am all about Hamilton.
Right.
And it is so hard for me to get the tickets on Broadway. So when I did get some on Broadway, it was hard to say no to what I spent. I mean, what I got paid for also.
Okay.
I told you, I as soon as I get it, I buy it through Ticketmaster, and then you can put it back on Ticketmaster to resell, which is such a scam. I hate that, but I used it for my gain. I hate that, but yeah, I buy Hamilton tickets for.
So basically, they're in a way just like encouraging scalping, right?
Yes, and Ticketmaster gets a big cut. They get a huge cut. So they are making money off of something they sold already.
Oh man, that's messed up.
It's a scam. It's such a big scam.
That's like if Target had like collectible items and you could buy it.
And you call them and say, "Hey, Target, let me buy that toy. Just hold it for me." And then you say, "Hey, you Target, if you want to sell it again."
Basically on a consignment.
Just give me some money for it.
Right. And so they can jack up the price.
Yeah.
Oh, that's messed up.
It is messed up. It's such a scam.
But you did it anyway, so.
It's not my scam.
I know.
I'm profiting off of the scam.
Yeah.
I hate it, but
don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, exactly. It is such a scam. And it I mean, I know why they do it. They do it to discourage
in the streets scalping.
Yeah, scalping through other places. So at least it's a controlled environment.
So as long as they get a cut, it's okay.
They can control the third party selling. And in a way, because if other websites have popped up and stuff, and sometimes if you're selling a ticket, or if you're buying something, let's say off of, I mean, I'm not gonna say StubHub or whatever. I don't know which one they're good or bad, but there are some out there where you buy the ticket and then you're buying a fake ticket. or you're buying something.
Okay. So people show up to a show thinking they got a real ticket.
Yeah, and it's
not,
fake.
yeah.
Whereas if you go through Ticketmaster, you're sort of you're pretty much sure you got a legit ticket because it never left their hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it.
So in a way, it's good because they control the black market of scalping.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that with Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said to you, if I didn't sell them for a certain amount, well, I bought them months in advance,
Right.
thinking I might go.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like I said, it's a Broadway. We're in Virginia Beach.
Mm-hmm.
That's 6-hour drive.
Yep.
So it's not exactly. That's like if you're in San Francisco and you say, "Hey, let me buy something in LA."
Yeah.
You know, let me buy tickets for a show in LA, and then you're like, "Man, I gotta drive, but I really want to see the show. But if someone wants to pay me a lot for it,
Right.
yeah,
save yourself the trip and all that.
And I had posted back on Ticketmaster for a crazy amount of money. I forgot how much I bought per ticket. It was like maybe $200 or maybe $400 a ticket.
Uh-huh.
But then I ended up selling them for like $1,000 each.
Okay.
There was 2 tickets.
Nice.
But yeah, but I had posted them up on Ticketmaster, and like I said, I bought these like maybe 4 months in advance, and as soon as I buy it, I posted back up, and I put a crazy amount that knowing if you really want these tickets, you can have them.
Right.
And then a month passes, no one buys it. 2 months passes, basically 2 weeks before the show, the tickets are still there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I gotta get ready. I'm going to New York to see Hamilton on Broadway.
Right.
Let me get my travel and everything set.
Yep.
And then like a few days later, after I'm getting everything set, I already bought my Amtrak ticket because I was gonna take Amtrak to New York. Someone buys the tickets for $1,000 each, and I said, nope, cancel the Amtrak, cancel the hotel. I'm staying home.
There you go.
No Hamilton for me, not this time. But and this was a time when I'd already, this is after we saw Hamilton already.
Right. So it's not like you didn't see the show.
Yeah.
But you would have seen a different group of people.
I was seeing a different group in another city on Broadway. We saw it in DC,
right?
Which is totally different than seeing it on Broadway. But But hey, money talks to me.
Yeah, I totally dig it. I understand what you're saying.
So yeah, I did that. And in a way, I sort of wish I saw Hamilton on Broadway, but then I also see $2,000 in my bank account. Hey, I'm not mad. Hey.
Hello, $2,000.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I that's some of the stuff I do.
Right.
And believe me, the shoe game it's so crazy because so many people do it. Right. It's a business for a lot of people.
Yeah.
To buy to sell shoes.
Shoes. With the shoe game, it's not like, because I was talking to somebody, I guess, during the past week, and we were mentioning collectibles, and I was like, Funko Pops, I don't know how long they're going to be big, if they're going to be big for a long time, or are they going to become like Beanie Babies? I don't know. You said that they're past that point now. They're more stable. And I'm like, well, like I know other people that do shoes, and I don't think they're never gonna go away. Shoes and clothes. I don't think there's gonna be a drop in the market all of a sudden. They're like, oh no, we have too many shoes or whatever. So
there's gonna be a saturation point where it's getting too crazy. I actually see
it coming at you?
Yeah,
right?
I see that now.
Oh really?
Things are getting too crazy. It's getting saturated with too many
gimmicky stuff.
I don't want to call it gimmicky, but it is a lot of
collectibles, limited runs.
Yeah, they're
overdoing it.
Yeah, and we're talking hundreds of dollars. It's not like in the 90s when we saw comics hit the gimmicky.
Oh god, yeah, that was
point. I mean, it went from 99-cent comics to $4 comics. And everyone was like, whoa, we gotta it's crazy. Yeah, shiny covers. And then the market sort of crashed, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was like the thing to do because, like, I remember we just had a whole bunch of our friends just go, let's go buy some comics, and I'm like, before it was just me or some other one other person I knew, but it seemed like everybody's collecting comics at that point. So,
but with shoes, now you got Yeezys, which are like $300, $400. Then you got, all your Nike retros, all your Jordans.
Yeah,
those are $300, $400. So it's it's a bigger crash. It's harder to crash when it's that much money at stake. But
Yeah.
yeah, and when I say crash, that it's just people stop buying
Right.
all that, and it's so complicated.
Yeah. It's another
Street,
thing too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you walk around in some of those higher end shoes, and people compliment you all the time. I'm with you, and they're like, "Hey, are those kind of shoes?" And you're like, "Yeah." It's not like, "Hey, did you get that comic book?" No one's. It's a
Yeah.
different kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the same with streetwear. Your
Yeah.
Supreme clothing,
Yeah.
um,
I mean,
CDG clothing, all that.
yeah, we were hanging out yesterday, and people. It wasn't even a specific like a high end shirt, but people were like, "Hey, did you get that? Oh, I love that shirt you were wearing." All
It
this.
is a BBC shirt.
Oh, was it a
Billionaires
BBC?
Boys
Oh,
Club.
sorry. Oh, I didn't realize it was a BBC shirt. I just thought it was because of the event.
Yeah, it is a Billionaires Boys
No
Club
wonder.
shirt,
Okay.
which
Makes it even more than just the event that it was promoting.
And people not recognize it. They recognize it's a good shirt.
Right.
Then, I recognize that BBC makes good shirts.
Right.
It's so expensive though. I mean, that was a $60 shirt. Which I know you think is like, what? Who the hell is gonna buy a $60 shirt?
Actually, when you said BBC, I understood.
Yeah.
I understand certain brands are like, I still don't, agree with how much it costs, but I understand that certain brands command more of,
In my eyes, it's art.
Yeah.
I see it as art.
I get it.
Yeah.
Still, it's a shirt. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but also there's another voice that's like, yeah, it's a shirt that you can.
Yeah, but then you can also say, hey, I could buy all my jeans at Kmart if you want.
Right.
There's pants. But then, do you?
No.
Or you buy your superhero shirts and everything, and you walk around proudly in your super. I'm sure you spent like $20-$30 on a geeky shirt at one time, hoping that someone will say, hey, Doctor Who, and that makes the shirt worth it.
Yeah, but I don't go past like $20-$30 at the most.
Please, you always get jealous when like the one chick once commented on my Johnny Cupcakes hat. Remember?
Yeah, I didn't get jealous.
Oh, well, I'm not jealous, but you.
That's not the right word.
Envious.
Well, because she's hot. That's the reason.
Yeah, not jealous. Envious in a way.
Yeah, because if it's a hot girl saying something to you, then and I'm just standing there for no, background, and that's like envious. Yeah,
and that's why it's worth it.
The Johnny Cupcake collection you have going on, and I get it too.
Yeah, so. And it's not just the times when you're around. You know what happens all the time.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's like, yeah.
It's
one of those things when if the person knows what it is, then you're like in your little secret society clubs, like
yeah.
If you know, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how to. I can't describe it. It's just a thing, and it's
I mean, it's cool.
And I'm preaching to the choir because this whole shoe buying thing and streetwear is like run by Filipinos, anyways.
Yeah.
It's not like.
I mean, there's geeky, like you said, there's geeky equivalents to it too.
Yeah.
I wore a Twin Stars Exorcist shirt, and someone's like, "Hey, great shirt." I'm like, "Okay, we both know we're on this level of anime, at least." That's like an immediate thing. It's like, okay, if he knows this, it's not it's not a Naruto shirt, so because that's kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, I do stand in line for shoes for like a shoe release in Virginia Beach,
right?
And half the line is Filipinos all the time. In fact, I was at a store not too long ago, and it was a shoe store. It was a DTLR at the mall, and it's sort of I was talking to the guy. He's black at the register, and I was just there buying something. It wasn't and I was like, hey, did you get the Jordan 1s the other day? And he was like, we got them in yesterday, and all your brothers bought them all.
The rest of your family came by.
He was basically saying, yo, your brothers got all of them. They were here and they got all.
Filipinos in there.
So yeah, basically he was saying, yeah. He was like, yeah, all you Filipinos bought all the shoes again.
It's funny because it's true.
I know. And I was like, man, these damn Filipinos, I didn't get any because of you.
It's supposed to be late. Why come you're way early? One of the few things they're way early about. So yeah. Jeez.
But then it's cool because like I said, I go to some of these high-end boutiques, the clothing stores, and yeah, it's all Filipinos in there, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been to some of those with me. Some of the
Yeah.
parties at some of
Right.
these places.
I know everybody's wearing all these like I can tell they're high quality or limited edition stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing whatever I had on, so whatever.
Yeah, but you're being vintage and different.
Well, look at that guy. He's being so ironic with this like non-trendy stuff. And
I
they're like,
know. You're going against the grain. You're the cool one.
Jeez. Look at him. He's so brave. He just does whatever. He doesn't even worry about, I'm like, oh, great.
Nah, he's wearing Skechers. Ooh, he's being different.
Look at that. Those are like the lowest end Nikes possible. How do you even get those? Look at that. He doesn't even care. He doesn't care at all.
And to be honest, at a lot of those things, people don't care. They don't care what you're wearing.
Yeah.
They don't care if you're wearing something, but they will care. They will compliment if they do recognize something.
Right.
But
okay.
if you're wearing Wranglers or whatever, actually Wranglers are cool now. It's weird. If you're wearing, if you're wearing Rustlers,
wow,
you're not gonna get ragged on.
Wow.
I tried to buy some Wranglers the other day. They were $120. I was like, man, what happened to the $20 Wranglers?
Did Jordache go back to being cool at all, or
I don't think there's a Jordache anymore.
Well, I mean, it's retros, right?
Is there a Jordache anymore? Can you buy a Jordache?
I mean, like retro clothing. People don't buy vintage stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty well. I don't know anything about Jordache, but I believe if you look for Jordache,
there used to be jeans. I remember that. There was I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're looking for Jordache jeans. In fact, I'm going to open up. Let's look at eBay. Let's see if we can find some Jordache jeans.
I'm just curious because I was like, that is like that and members only. Members only I know came back for a while, for a little bit. I don't know if it's still back.
You can get some for $15.
Okay.
So no, Jordache is
never came back as a stylish thing. I remember you telling me Hush Puppy shoes came back for a bit, and
yeah, there's actually a whole story about Hush Puppies. I don't want to say it now because I can't remember it in detail, but
yeah,
there was a story about how Hush Puppies went from almost being bankrupt to being cool hipster to being back to a big ass money making company.
I think you mentioned something about a fashion show.
Yeah, basically hipsters saved Hush Puppies from going out of business.
Okay.
And this was like in the early 2000s, I believe. There is a story about it, and like I said, I don't remember it because it was like 15 years ago.
Right.
But yeah, good on you for remembering that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordache jeans. Now try to find some 7 for what is it? 7 for All Mankind jeans.
I
don't know. Like I said, Wranglers. I tried to buy some Wranglers the other day. They were $120.
Okay.
I thought I was being cheap and ended up falling into something that wasn't cheap. So yeah. Is there something that you thought about getting into that you just haven't gotten into?
Archery, like that kind of thing? Hockey?
Yeah. Like RC cars or
well, I've dabbled in RC cars.
Yeah, I know, but you haven't been in the world of RC cars. You haven't.
Well, for me, I was, but not as much as you guys did that one.
We weren't even in the world. We dabbled. Yeah, we bought cars.
Yeah,
we went to like little RC car.
I mean, I have my car picked out for if I ever want to spend the money on it, like a $500 RC truck. Is
yeah, like that. That's you dabbling in it.
Yeah,
but you weren't in the world.
I researched it. I just didn't. It's like if I ever want to get into it, this is what I'm going to buy. But I didn't do it, and I'm kind of glad because I don't think I'd still be messing with
that's what I'm saying. Is there something like that? Would if you had the money or
yeah, RC cars? I would have done that. And on archery, I wanted to pick up archery, but then those things are like, looking back, I think those were things I thought were cool, but I think I did the right choice by not getting into them.
Yeah, archery is not something you should get into.
Why not?
Because you're gonna kill somebody.
No, I can.
No, I see you putting an arrow through somebody's heart.
No. I was actually the one who did better in the target thing we did yesterday.
Do what? The Nerf gun?
Yes.
That's totally different. You can't compare Nerf guns
Well, that's the only
to
thing.
an actual archery,
That's the only thing I have to that we can talk about that's similar.
which
So,
is not
that's
apples and oranges.
It's targets. That's all I'm saying. Shooting targets.
Apples and oranges.
I know
still.
it's still a fruit. The reason we say apple and orange is because there is a minor connection.
Well,
I know it's not the same thing. Obviously,
I was better at axe throwing than you.
Were you?
Yes, I was killing it at axe throwing.
I didn't think you were better.
I was better.
I don't know about better.
I was consistently sticking my axe in the board. Consistently, I was at the point where I was consistent about it.
I didn't think you were that much. If you were better, I didn't think you were like by a wide range.
Do it again. We're gonna have to do it again.
Okay, sure. I mean, why not? I actually wouldn't mind doing that again. We did just for people who don't know, we did a thing where you get to throw a bunch of small axes at wooden targets.
It's a thing across the country now.
Yeah, well, some people don't even. Not everybody knows about it. For some people, it's a new thing. So.
Well, I'm sure they can understand what axe throwing is.
Well, yeah, but it's not. We weren't like out in the backyard throwing at a stump. It's an actual like facility.
Oh, we should because that's so much cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we just buy an axe and throw it at trees?
All they had was they had a cinder block where they had the axes hanging off of a wooden wall with a target on it, a bullseye, and then far enough away.
I mean, we could buy axes ourselves for the price of one session at the axe throwing place.
Yeah, they weren't the most expensive axes in the world, so yeah.
They have gotten more axes at that place.
Have they?
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, there was that one big heavy one and a bunch of little small ones that bounced off.
But yeah, I don't buy axes because I'm not getting into that world.
Right.
Unless, of course, you want to challenge me. And
no, we can do it again. We get some more people that didn't get around to going with us the first time, so we don't have to be just the two of us for an hour just throwing axes. So we can take a little bit of a break between.
I'll tell you. I tell you I did better than you.
Okay, if you think so.
I did. In fact, I was sort of feeling sorry for you.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, Sterno. Let me let him try to get better.
You know, it wasn't using all the. I could absolutely stick it with certain axes. I just didn't use them all the time. I was trying to get better with the other ones.
I know.
So
I got to the point where I was doing trick shots and everything.
Yeah.
Whereas you were still trying to get down some of those regular throws
with a cheapy the light axes that weren't working as well.
Excuses.
I'm just saying, I wasn't like we weren't competing. I didn't think we were. I didn't think we were. But now
it's always a competition.
Was that the thing? I don't always come in with a competitive attitude. I'm like,
I didn't know we were competing yesterday with Nerf guns at the little carnival. I just brought it up
because we were talking about archery. You know?
And you said I did better.
Well, because you said I'm better than you, and I'm like. You're the one who brought the competition part of it up.
No, you did.
No, I said
I said you would suck at archery, or you would kill someone at archery.
And I said I did okay at the Nerf gun thing.
You said I did better than you at the Nerf gun thing. Okay,
I did say that. I get. Yeah, you're right.
And I said it's not the same thing as archery. Yeah, you did better than me at Nerf guns. Doesn't mean you'd be better at me than at archery. Doesn't mean you'd be good at archery.
I don't know. I think I'd be okay in archery.
Nope.
Just a blanket
yes
assumption on your part.
Yes. Just because I know you.
What? You know my archery skills?
Yes. Well, I know your I know your body motions and everything. I could tell you're not an archer. You're not an archer.
Because of your extensive archery knowledge gives you that indication of my
yes.
Sure.
Yes, your walks, your the way you move. It's not archery movements. You don't have the archery movements in your bones. No.
Okay. If you were an archery person, your words would have more weight. But your words right now are just kind of whatever. I'm sorry, but whatever. That doesn't. Sorry if it sounds dismissive, but yeah, that was intentional. So
I got no problem with it because I know.
I
don't think I'm good at archery. In fact, I know I'm not good because I have tried to throw. I have tried a bow and arrow one time.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to shoot it and it was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I was like, man, this sucks. This is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not in me. But hey, if you were giving me a task to beat you at archery, I would.
Oh man, don't tell me we got to do archery now
no,
too.
We're not because we already know.
We as in you?
Yes.
I don't agree. I do not agree.
Is there something that you think you could beat me at?
I don't know.
Bowling?
No,
Nope.
not bowling. I know you better at me in bowling. That's for sure. I don't know. I don't really think. I don't really spend time thinking about what I'm better at you at.
Well, you have to
It's
think.
not. It's not like in my.
No.
It's not like it's part of my my thought process. What am I going to beat l-boogy at
No,
today?
what you think of is what you think you're good at already,
Well, I am.
and you don't think I'm good at.
I'm actually. I mean, this is going to sound like the opposite of what I'm about to say, but I'm naturally a very humble person. So it's like
No, but
it's like I'm bragging about being humble, but I'm not really. I don't really try to think in those terms, you know.
no, but you would know that you're good at something.
All right.
You
But we're
would.
talking about stuff that neither one of us have tried, or like have really got. Well, I didn't know you actually tried archery. I hadn't tried it. That's what I'm saying. I haven't really beyond when I was a little kid and had like a toy thing from Niagara Falls. That as long as you hit the well, yeah, as long as you hit the wall, then you're like, yeah, it worked. It actually flew. It's that kind of thing. But I'm saying, I don't really like I said. I'm not saying I'm not competitive at all, but I just don't really automatically go to that mode. So,
And that's what drives me to be better than you at everything.
or at least think that you are. I don't know. Sure.
I don't even know how we got into that. That was the whole.
Because you're the one like, what would you like to take up? And I'm like, well, maybe archery. And you're like, well, you gave me shoot archery. And I'm
I
like,
want you to be realistic. That's why.
yeah, that's your reality, not necessarily the one I subscribe to. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
All right. So are we done with this?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I don't know. Do you want to do a Tagalog word of the day?
Sure. This is a part of our podcast where we educate our listeners on the Filipino language. Neither Boogie nor I are actual native speakers of Filipino or Tagalog. So if we get some aspect of the word or phrase that we're going to give you incorrect, feel free to let us know because we value your feedback. But please keep in mind that we have said in the past and we will continue to say into the future that this is not a knowledge-based educational type podcast. It's just a little bit of the culture that we like to share with our listeners so that maybe if you want to use the word or phrase, or if someone uses it in your presence, you have an idea what it is, this kind of thing. It's lighthearted. So don't be mean if we get it wrong. Like we said with a disclaimer, we're not native speakers, but please let us know if we can improve. So, Boogie, do you have a word?
Do you know what maramot is?
No.
Maramot. Cisterno. Maramot cisterno. Hindi. Hindi. I don't know how to say a good sentence.
It sounds like you have a lot of boogers. That's what it sounds to me.
No, not kalangot.
I think it's you maraming like you put the two words together in my head. That's why I know that's not what it means, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Maramot. Cisterno. Hindi. I don't know what else is.
Well, I can't help you. I don't even know what the word means.
Maramot. It means like stingy, cheap.
Wow, where did that come from?
It's selfish in a way.
Dang, that's a pretty harsh word for me. I thought you were just saying like I was delusional in my abilities, but you're like, you're a stingy, cheap bastard is what you're trying to tell me.
Yep, maramot.
What the heck, man? It came out of nowhere.
It's a word.
I know, but you put it on me because it said like Scrooge. that's like the epitome of that word. But no, Sturdo.
Yeah. Maramot cisterno ang tubig. I don't know.
Okay.
Or maramot sa I don't know what you'd be stingy at. Maramot sa pera. I guess.
Okay. Sure.
And if you want to maramot.
Yeah, maramot. Yeah, let's make that our
word of the day.
Maramot.
Maramot.
Okay.
Maging maramot siya. Anything else?
I just want to say that, you know, people that we didn't talk about it that much, but we do we know people nationwide know about what happened in Virginia Beach. So I don't want to say thoughts and prayers, but we're thinking about people that were affected. We actually knew people that were near that, and some people from our school were in that horrific event. So we are thinking of them. So I didn't want to end the downer, but didn't want to let it go by without saying anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happened in Virginia Beach. It's where we live. It's what we do. It's our community.
Yeah. We don't want to brush it aside, but you know. So anyway, we're all hoping everybody has a good week in the week ahead. And take care until the next episode.
Make sure you visit our website, www.cine-gang.com.
Or email us at thecine-gang@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at The Sini-Gang.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thecine-gang. And look for our videos on YouTube. Do a search for our URL, www.cine-gang.com. That should take you to our videos instead of looking at food postings. So, and if you go there, please like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff because we'd really appreciate it. So until next time, to Sterno Supernova.
And this is l-boogy, the elemental one, saying thanks for listening. And
Sige na. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, take care.